and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Elite Class Bumblebee with Ocean Storm Spark Armor from Transformers Cyberverse Power of the Spark. As you can see, he comes with a really long aircraft carrier. Don't know why they package it with the head poking out, but they decided to, so there it is. Normally this flap flips up and hides the head, but whatever reason, they wanted to show off the fact that there's a head inside the armor, so there it is. Cool little Bumblebee figure also included. Standard Autobot group shot on this side. Over here, nice pic of Bumblebee. Not really anything going on at the top or bottom. Spin it around. You can see Bumblebee obviously has a alt mode, and then he has the armor. Everyone in the world is making the connection between Battle Simulations Gamer from X8, and it's 100% true. It's definitely what it reminds me of, just having parts of an aircraft carrier plugged onto your arms. I mean, come on, how many people really do that? You can also see Megatron and Optimus. We've already taken a look at both of those. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the packaging. Let's get him out of there. Let's get into this guy. So here's Bumblebee with the Ocean Storm Spark Armor. There's not really much to the armor. It mostly looks like two long arms laid down to resemble a battleship. You can see the fists on each end. There's no way to hide them, unfortunately. But you do get some nice red metallic paint, which looks nice. You have this little anchor piece that can swing around. Really more like for a weapon in the armor mode, but you can move it around in the ship mode. Yeah, there's a lot of molded in guns. None of them move or do anything, but they look nice. I like that they're molded in. This little piece up top, I don't know, the observation deck or whatever you'd call this, it comes off, and I'm not really sure why. It will be one thing, like, at first I thought maybe this was like an accessory and he could hold this as like a hammer or something, but no, it doesn't really work that way. There's just a large tab slot there with a tab, so you just peg it right back on. I don't know why. I'm wondering if that's like a safety feature so it doesn't break, like it just comes off instead of breaking it or something. I'm really not sure, but here is the Battleship Ocean Storm Spark Armor. We'll put it off to the side. Here is Bumblebee. It's actually a pretty decent little Bumblebee figure. I think it's nicely painted, obviously very yellow. Doesn't have the wings that have kind of become synonymous with Bumblebee's robot mode ever since the 2007 movie. But I still think it looks pretty cool. Head sculpt's nice. Nice silver painted face, blue eyes. A little bug-eyed, but I think that makes sense because he's Bumblebee. Head can move side to side as you just saw. You have kind of an up and down in the shoulder, in this part of the shoulder, and then over here in this part of the shoulder you have a ball joint you can see there. This rotates, bicep swivel, a little over 90 degrees there in the elbow. Fist is static, not moving at all there, nothing in the waist. They have the hip articulation here, it exists, but it's very limited because unfortunately it's just kind of too close to the like yellow crotch plastic, so it just kind of hits. And it can't really move any more than that. It can kick out to the side decently, and there is a thigh swivel. It's just a weird... I feel like that's a mistake they didn't realize. Like, you just can't move it that much, and there's really no good reason. Same thing with the knee, because he's got this kind of gray on the back of his leg. It stops at a certain point. But it's almost 90 degrees. It's probably about 45 degrees, I guess. I do like the gray here because I don't really want the back of his legs to just be crazy open. You can open these and then you can get all the motion you want out of the knee. But I feel like if it just was like that, I would be more upset. So I'd rather have this piece close up and kind of make his legs look better. And then you sacrifice a little bit of articulation. The toes move a little bit, but it's really just the transformation. So it's a decent little Bumblebee. Not bad. I really appreciate that he doesn't really have any kibble or anything on his back. I think that looks good. So let's go ahead, let's bring back the Ocean Storm Spark Armor, and we'll check out this transformation. So connecting this guy is actually really easy. I like to kind of make sure that the arms are a little bit down just to make it simpler. Gonna come around like this, and just peg these straight into his back. Just like that. Now, I guess at this point, if you wanted, you could pretend they're like wings and you could fly around. Oh, you also want to open these up and flip out these little pieces here because that's his extra heels, like they all have for these super bulky armors. So he might stand a little better now. But just leaving it like this, I actually think it looks kind of neat. Like I said, you could pretend it's wings, but it's super back heavy, so it's not gonna last. Basically, you just want to untab this, and as you start to pull this up, and it'll come around. Let me zoom out a smidge here. As you drop this down, you'll see that this peg will hit this peg, and that'll make the arms start to come down. And then you just pop it down and bring it down and peg it right into the chest. Very simple. I feel like it's the easiest of all the transformations for the armor. Not a ton of spring-loadedness to it. It's really more just as the pegs reach the other pegs, they push it, which forces it to fold down. Now, unfortunately, because of those pegs, you can't move these at a 45-degree angle like it shows on the box. You just can't do it. It's kind of a bummer. Now, these do have articulation. Oops, I forgot you have to unpeg. That hits me every time. You have to unpeg the anchor piece, and then you can move these up. And they do have out to the side movement as well. So I do like that. But I do wish you could angle them up. But again, because this kind of peg is hitting this tab, that's not going to happen. What I do like to kind of do, I'll take his arms and kind of bring these up as far as I can. I'll get these up here. And then it kind of looks like he lost his arms and now these are his replacement arms. And I do like the look of that. Because I feel like just having the arms stuck down here and then having a second set of arms looks weird. But I do like this. You can move the head from side to side. And I do really kind of like the new head they gave him, because it kind of looks like he's wearing like a diver mask or something, which makes sense because it's ocean-themed armor. So I really do like the new head sculpt there. And I do like the look of the arms. I just wish you could angle them out just a smidge. But overall, I like the armor a lot. I think it looks neat. I think the colors work. The yellow, kind of the metallic red and the metallic blue work well together. I like that new head sculpt, and I think the arms themselves look really cool. Just don't forget to unhook this before you bend that elbow for the armor, because it's going to try to break like mine does every time, because I always forget. But in any case, I like this armor a lot. I think it actually looks really neat. Getting into Bumblebee's transformation here, really not too difficult. You're going to bring the arms around and then kind of sit them flush, and you'll see that that's kind of the whole front and side of the car there. You're going to come around to the back, and this whole section that you pegged the armor into will actually drop down like that. You'll fold this out, and then you'll fold this out, and then you will bring that back up, and then you will fold these to meet it, and that's going to form the entire hood of the car there. Come around to the back, flip these open. If you had the extra heels out, you're going to want to rotate them back in. You're going to rotate these pieces out that were the toes. Put the 2 feet together. Rotate that whole piece around like that. And then you're going to see here that this tab will tab into the fist, and also this tab here will tab in right there. So bring these around, and you kind of do have to give it a little bit of force just to make sure it's good and tabbed in, because otherwise it doesn't go. And then what were the kneecaps, you just flip them down. So it's a pretty decent little Bumblebee mode. I like it. Again, I feel like it's not quite the sports car that he is in the show, but I do like the look of it. It's kind of a mix between the sports car and a VW Bug. There's kind of elements of both. Unfortunately, mine has a big paint nick out of the window, which is a bummer. But it rolls pretty decently. And I think it's a fun little alt mode, so I like it a lot. I think it really works. I actually like this set quite a bit. I mean, the battleship is not perfect. As you can see, this piece keeps coming off. You can see the hands at the ends, which is kind of a bummer. But overall, it's not bad. And I do really like the red metallic paint. The combination, I think the armor looks really good. I am a little bummed that you can't get the arms to kind of go out a little bit at a 45-degree angle because of how the pegs are. It's not a huge problem, but I definitely would have liked to give it a little bit of room, just because I think it's a more dynamic pose. But overall, I like the look of the armor. I love the head sculpt of the armor head. I think that's really fun. I still don't really know why this piece comes off, but It does, so just be careful about that. If he could hold it as a weapon, I think that would be really cool. Actually, can the larger hands hold it as a weapon? No, not really, because there's kind of this like line piece running down the center. No. Yeah, I mean, if one of them could have held it as a weapon, I think that would be cool, and then it would make total sense to me, but I don't know why that comes off. It just does. The anchor little thing is kind of neat. I like to kind of tuck the hands back. I wish there was a little bit of a way to tuck the hands back a little better so there'd be a little bit more flush with the body, but not a big deal. The little Bumblebee figure is nice. My only real complaint about him is the fact that his movement is impeded because the hip just kind of hits the part of the body, the torso. That's a shame. I feel like that's something that they should have figured out and corrected. Otherwise, I think it's a fun little Bumblebee. I like his alt mode. The heels flip out perfectly. You can store them when you don't want them, and they're not shown at all, which I appreciate on like Megatron. Yeah, I think this guy's actually pretty fun. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.